My name is Alicia Marino. I worked at PACE for 20 years at the circulation desk as a circulation coordinator. I have my library degree since 2007, working on my doctoral degree current, and in the middle of it. May 2019 is expected for me to complete the prerequisite, and then I'll be working on my dissertation. However, I decided to do a recording because I do want to apply for the university librarian position. That being said, you may be wondering, what am I bringing to the table? I'm going to give you a little background about myself. I have worked at the Birnbaum Library, Henry Birnbaum Library, for that period of time. I started out as a student assistant, and then I worked into ILL, and then from ILL, I've been promoted to CIRC coordinator. And while I was working as CIRC coordinator, I pursued my master's degree in library science. A little history of why do I believe I am capable of doing the job. For people that work in a library, Henry Birnbaum Library, for 30 years or more, have not contributed or done anything to improve the working condition or the learning conditions for our students. That being said, the reason I'm making this video is because I want to present to you the facts of how Henry Birnbaum Library become the center of the university. To Henry Birnbaum Library, or the University Board-Mottola in New York, become part of the strategic plan of the university. There have been several occasions I have spoken to leaders and email leaders concerning our library conditions and our work conditions, and apparently it fell on deaf ears. So since I realized it fell on deaf ears and no one did anything about it, I had a student by the name of Michael Wilbrook, who was working, I hired as a student assistant, and he mentioned to me, Alicia, I'm going for president for student body government. And I said to him, Michael, I wish you the best. However, when you do become president of student body government, I'd like you to do me a favor. I'd like you to be the person or the spokesperson for the library, as well for the president and the stakeholders and the board of trustees to be aware of what we need to improve in our library to bring it to the 21st century. And that being said, we had started meetings with the director, and through Michael, there was communication through the director and the president's office. After Michael graduated and moved on, there was another student who was working that happened to work with us and also worked for Pace Press. And her name is Shannon McCannon. And Shannon and I, we were talking, and we wanted, we were exchanging ideas, and she noticed the same thing I've noticed, that the library is not ADD compliance. And she said, Alicia, but that's not right. I said, I agree with you 100%. I think that the library, Henry Birnbaum Library, has not, we opened the doors to accommodate everyone who wants to attend Pace University. However, we have not improved the library to meet their accommodations. And that being said, is that we, the staff member, have to help students with disability. Stop what we're doing, or students have to wait for us to provide service for them so they can have access to the second floor of the library. So Shannon did a piece on ADD compliance in Henry Birnbaum Library, and publish it in the Pace Press. So I become a huge sticking point with the university, and they created a temporary solution where students with disability can apply for a temporary pass so they can have access to the elevator, which unfortunately not all students are aware of the service. The next person who I also was a student assistant of ours, Wally and I hired him. That's Waleska. And his name is Jordan Gonzalez. And he was a spokesperson for the commencement for 2017, May 2017, for the undergraduates. And the reason I mention his name, he told me, Alicia, I am going to be the CFO for student government body. And I said, okay, I will appreciate if you do a piece on the library, do research, and present it to the president's office. That being said, so as a mentor and as well as guidance to the students, they see and understood what we need at the Durham Library, and they're aware that I could not do anything about it because I was not in a position to do anything about it, and they helped me present the Henry Birmingham Library towards the President's Office, the Board of Trustees, and made them aware of the situation that Henry Birmingham Library is in dire need. Today, we serve thousands of students in downtown, the New York downtown Henry Birmingham Library campus. Thousands. And I mean thousands. We provide services. We go beyond what we have to. And staff for the downtown campus has never been promoted, never given a title change, nothing of the support that to indicate that the hardworking people of this university, Pace University, and the Henry Birmingham Library has not been treated cordially. And that being said, what are we going to do about it? What can we do? And how can we improve and bring this library to the 21st century? For example, right now, I've been saying for a number of years, we need a New York Times and a New York Journals. We're a library. We're supposed to have a newspaper in our campus to provide service for our students who wants to actually read the newspaper, not want to read excerpts online. Unless you know what you're looking for, I can understand that. We have a huge ELI group of students, and it's required for them to read the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal because of the fact of the quality of writing that these newspapers present in English and in our English language. So here we are today, 2019, and the current director refused to buy the newspaper. And this is what's required for most classes. This is part of it's a tool that is for learning. And I do believe it's very essential for us to have it. That being said, this is just a sample of what's going on. Do we need someone with character? Do we need someone who knows what they're doing and has the capabilities? I am totally aware that we have to raise funds. And that I have several ideas on how to. And if I can have students help me to get this library on the front aspects as part of the strategic plan for 2021, I believe I can do more. Unfortunately, the color of my skin and me being a woman has been preventing me from doing what I'm capable of doing. And I'm hoping that you ladies will look for someone with potential, look for someone who knows what they're doing, and have a complete idea of what need to get done. That I am fully aware of what we have to do as a team, as part of the university, and to meet the university goals, I can be that person. I thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you consider me as one of your candidates. Thank you, and have a great day.